What's up, everybody? Mel and Devon here again with Sunrise Compass. Let's continue on our list of the 10 best uses of Power Platform.
Sometimes solutions need to be really right fit for customers. And they're either dealing, and the market solutions are either too simple or too complex. This is an example of exactly that. We've had instances where we dealt with customers where their internal expense reports that employees submitted was happening through emails and Excel. Well, that's very error prone and not very technical and not very sophisticated overall. But implementing a full-blown best-of-breed T&E solution like a Concur or even the D365 module of expense management was a bit overkill and more effort than they needed. Implementing Dataverse, Canvas Power Apps, and Power Automate. That gave the users an experience where they were more controlled and more standardized versus what they were experiencing in Excel. But it was a solution that just took a lot less effort and really a few days to weeks of concentrated effort. Yeah, now in a lot of cases, it's really common for companies and organizations to have a ticketing system already. And there's a lot of really good ones out on the market. Some of those can trigger things like automations. And in other cases, there have been instances where we kind of build specific ticketing solutions for specific purposes. So this was actually inspired by a customer's need to request access for users to particular systems with particular security roles. Security role management can be really complex in a lot of cases. It's not enough to just get someone access to a system, but they have to have the right access to tables, forms, et cetera. And you also don't want to do that haphazardly. So this was really a simplified ticketing system that kicked automations to say, when a new user comes in, we need them added to our AR group. We need to have the proper roles there, and the AR manager is going to get notified and give their approval. And then the funnest part, those user roles and security profiles get automatically added. In this case, because they were using D365. This one has become significantly more popular since a particular global event in the year of 2020. But really making sure that suppliers and vendors are sending and providing really good quality products. So it's not uncommon at all to have to go through a bit of an inspection aspect, even on the supplier's location prior to them shipping the customer their product. Well, that's exactly what this does. A way for people, either vendors themselves, to utilize this app or to have representatives for the organization be at the vendor's facility to go through and take pictures and audit trails of whether or not the product is good. If it's not good, acknowledging and kicking off automations and notifications so that the relevant parties can take the appropriate action. This is a really good example of something that tends to need to really be mobile, right? When you're inspecting product, it's out on the warehouse floor. It's out even in a lot of cases in another facility that isn't owned by you as an organization. And so having a very mobile capable and even offline capable solution was really important in this case, whilst also including a lot of custom features because, quality is always different by industry.
Good point. Power Platform is not just for use on laptops or static machines, but it's also used on mobile devices.
Another really good mobile application that I like, this is something that is really relevant and can be really needed both on retail store floors as well as sometimes in warehouses. Generally more so on retail store floors because they're the ones that tend to not have the plethora of mobile devices and mobile capable devices overall that the organization is supplying. So in this case, you can really build a simplified interface where users with a mobile device can do things like simple aspects like reprinting price tags without having to bring it back to any sort of terminal or anything else like that. So it's a really simplified use case of a Canvas app that just scans a barcode on a product and then instantly kicks off a Power Automate flow that sends a label file to a Zebra printer in this case, reprints the price tag that they could slap right on there. I mean, it's a really easy thing. You don't have to go over the top with any sort of highly sophisticated, $1,000+ barcode scanner that's, used in high-tech warehouses or anything like that. Simple phone, mobile app can do the trick in something as simple like this.
Now, I really like this one because any way we can help store personnel do their jobs, that's a win. And what's your last one, Devon?
So this one comes in the form of a lot of different use cases. And it tends to be the biggest source of overall feedback that end users probably give with business applications overall, which is they want fewer clicks. But there's a lot you can do with Power Platform to really reduce those clicks. You think about repetitive emails that you're sending to customers, or notifications or communications that can be triggered by your CRM, by your ERP solution. That's where this use case comes into play. So we've had specific examples where things like in dropship scenarios where customers are trying to delay or reschedule delivery. Well, this is a dropship, so the vendor has to be notified and a lot of times even approve the change before it can happen. And instead of navigating from the sales order to the purchase order to find the contact and send the email, really that's something where you can just click a button with the proper application of Power Automate and Power Apps. You can just click a button in your application and that automates the email sending, whether you're talking about cancellations, rescheduling, what have you. That's just one very specific use case, but it's a wide plethora of applications. There's a lot of instances where you can think, if clicks are really the problem, not just Power Automate, but Power Platform in the form of Power Automate and Power Apps can really do a lot for you here.
Man, that's a really cool list, Devon. But I got a question for you. Think about someone who's brand new to Power Platform. That in itself can be pretty overwhelming. How would that person even know where to start?
This is a really, really common issue for most people to deal with. When you're dealing with a set of tooling that is so flexible, you almost don't know where to start. Some of the best advice we can give comes in the form of really asking yourself, what spreadsheets can I replace? What forms and emails am I sending in a repetitive way where I have to copy and paste information and results over and over? And where am I spending too many clicks within a given application? If you start with those questions, it really starts to light up instances with a Power Platform. In some cases, is the absolute best fit for you and is really, really attainable and can bring value very quickly.
And by the way, this is by no means an exhaustive list, right, Devon?
This is just the stuff we've encountered so far. There is so much more we can do. I'm certain of it, and I really can't wait to see all of the really interesting use cases and opportunities that our customers bring to us and that as an organization we can really achieve together.
Exactly. Sometimes it's difficult to make that leap between what Power Platform can do versus what that means to my daily work. And you have seen in our examples here that Power Platform is good not only for the business users, but also for end customers as well. So, where is Power Platform going to take you? Keep those thinking caps on to help you really start to imagine how Power Platform can help to solve your business problems. All right, join us next time on Sunrise Compass. See you later.
Well, tell me the story.